Hey, howdy, hey everyone, this is No Name here, your friendly internet nobody. We're going to be covering a very tragic article today, but inspiring, by The Independent, written by Harry Cockburn. It's titled Body of a Murdered Teenager Displayed at Funeral Sitting Upright Playing Video Games. And due to the nature of this story, I want to read it all the way through before giving my opinions on it, just to give it the respect it deserves. There are some names in this article I can't quite pronounce very well, but I'm going to give my best try at it. It is from New Orleans after all, and a lot of their language has French in it, so I hope you guys can understand that I do not speak very many languages, so I'm just going to give it my all. So we're going to start now, and I'll give you my opinions on this in the end. Thank you very much. The family of an avid gamer who was murdered in New Orleans displayed his body sitting upright in a chair with a PlayStation controller in hands, snacks at his side, and wearing his favorite basketball jersey and flip-flops, in a unique memorial service. Renard Matthews, 18, was shot dead while he was out walking his dog 2 weeks ago. His family said they wanted him to be surrounded by the things he loved for his final send-off. Mr. Matthews, who a neighbor described as a nice young man, was a fan of basketball team Boston Celtics. His body was decked out in the team's jersey and matching socks, while a TV showing a video of one of their games was placed in front of him during the wake at Charbonnet-Labat Glapion Funeral Home. His mother, Tameka Matthews, told local news station WGNO her son was a bit of a homebody and mostly enjoyed staying in. She said he had only recently started venturing outside more frequently since she bought him the dog. Police have not given a motive for the shooting and no arrests have been made. According to the Times-Picayune newspaper, Mr. Matthews' aunt told the newspaper that his mobile phone had been stolen. In a video of the wake, Mr. Matthews can be seen on a leather swivel chair, wearing sunglasses and with a bottle of root beer on a side table next to a packet of crisps, a box of chocolate chip crunch breakfast cereal on the floor next to his chair. It is not the first time Charbonnet-Labat Glapion Funeral Home has performed extreme embalmings. In 2014, the funeral home hosted the wake of Miriam Mama Burbank, 53, whose family described her as a party girl who loved beer and scotch. Her body was posed sitting with a beer, a menthol cigarette, and an ashtray at a table. This type of funeral is popular in Puerto Rico, where the recent examples have included a taxi driver who appeared at his wake inside his cab with his hands on the steering wheel and a man dressed as a superhero, the Green Lantern. A recent example was the funeral of Fernando de Jesus Diaz Beto, 26, who appeared at his wake in 2016 sitting cross-legged, wearing a baseball cap, and with a cigar propped between his fingers. Oh, that was a mouthful. I pronounced Jesus because I think that's how it's pronounced, but it's spelled Jesus. That word, that name was very difficult, and the name of the Times article I'm almost certain I butchered. But other than that, I think I pronounced those pretty well, and I know it's a bit of a asshole thing to do, but I'm going to do it anyway and give myself a pat on my back, because those words were very difficult, and I only speak English, so this was not an easy article to read, but I really enjoyed it. It was very sad to hear that the gentleman died by murder, and especially so soon after he started leaving his house. I love video games myself, and I know I'm a bit of a homebody too, but a few years ago I started leaving my house at least once a day, going to the gym and going to the library and stuff and getting out. And I can only imagine how horrible it would be for my family to hear that I've finally started doing things outside of playing video games all the time just to get murdered by someone. And as an animal lover as well, I can't help but feel for the dog now that his owner's dead, and the family. It sounds like they really loved their son and their nephew, and I feel horrible that this has happened, but so inspired to hear how his memorial service was, and I truly would enjoy if my memorial service was half as nice as his. I have to be honest here. The idea of being propped up around the things I enjoy while people mourn my passing, just, it seems better than what I've seen before, going to 3 funerals myself already. One was of my sister's best friend who died playing baseball in our small town, and the others, my friend was riding his four-wheeler and his brakes went out on a hill near barbed wire and he got decapitated. And then there was one more friend who got decapitated as well, wearing her seatbelt. During the crash, it got too tight and severed her neck like a guillotine. We had to have both of those were closed caskets, and they were very hard in a way. And something in me just felt horrible seeing them in these outfits, in these pictures and stuff that they would never want to wear publicly. Like my sister's friend, like I said, the other 2 were closed caskets, but they had a memorial picture. They positioned it in a way where you could see as if the body was whole, even though it wasn't. It was basically a Photoshop, and it was not how you'd want to remember them. It didn't look like them at all. These people were they were jeans and a t-shirt wearing people. They wouldn't put on a suit. You'd have to really force them to do that, and seeing them like that was horrible to me. I just wanted to see them one more time in something they would want to wear, around things they enjoyed. And hearing about this type of funeral, this memorial service, I keep on saying funeral. Funeral is the part where you either put them in the ground or you cremate them and then spread the ashes. I apologize for my voice cracking up. It's a little bit hard talking about it, but I just wanted to give my opinion on it. And I just imagining my friend with maybe, I know this is horrific, but the gentleman who died on his ATV, his four-wheeler, having him sit on it. I know that sounds ridiculous, and I know they probably could do it because he got decapitated, but he loved that thing. He drove that thing all the time, and he would, I know this is horrible, he always said this, he wanted to die on that thing. He got his wish. It's horrible, but just, I think I would have preferred remembering him sitting on his four-wheeler rather than in a casket closed in a Photoshop picture of him on this big screen. It was horrible. I know it's not the nicest thing to be saying, but it's just, I think the memorial service would have been easier for me to see it that way, and maybe he would have enjoyed it that way too. I'm sorry, guys, for getting this choked up, but like I said, I read these articles and I give my opinions on it. If you enjoyed it, I'll be covering hopefully a better topic tomorrow. The first 2 videos I've covered so far are a bit dark. The first one was about a mother who found her little child playing Roblox, and the Roblox characters were piling up on her, pretending to gang rape her. And I cover that article in the very first video I have done. It will be linked in the descriptions below and on the screen here at the end. Please watch it. If you want something a little bit more lighthearted, there's a gentleman over at the Quartering who does the same thing I do, just 10 times better. And I hope you enjoy his video. It's going to be a lot more upbeat than this. But I just had to cover this, and I felt like it was the right thing to do for me to get some things off my chest and just do another video. If you enjoyed this channel, please subscribe, like the video, and share it with your friends, family on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you want to share it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.